What if I told you that one of the biggest dangers in medieval life wasn't war or swords clashing on the battlefield, but something as simple as going to the bathroom? Yes, history isn't only about kings, queens, and epic battles. It's also about butts, bacteria, and smells so bad they could knock you out. Forget scented toilet paper, clean bathrooms, or even the idea of privacy. Imagine being trapped inside a cold stone castle or standing in the middle of a muddy field when nature suddenly calls. How did people wipe before toilet paper existed? What did they actually do after finishing their business? Well, today we're diving into one of the most awkward, unspoken, but fascinating parts of medieval life, how people clean themselves after pooping. So grab a roll of tissue, hold your nose, and let's go back in time. In the Middle Ages, bathrooms as we know them didn't exist. No running water, no cozy privacy, and definitely no lavender candles. For nobles living in castles, toilets were usually tiny rooms sticking out of stone walls called garderobes, with nothing but a hole in the floor. Whatever you did dropped straight down, often into a moat or a pit below. Imagine the freezing wind and the stench rising up while you're trying to finish your business. In big towns like London or Paris, waste pits were common, but no one wanted to clean them. That dangerous and disgusting job was left to gong farmers, men who had to climb into these pits full of human waste.
Ow.
Many died from poisonous fumes, others caught deadly diseases, and because the stench was unbearable, they were forced to work at night so fewer people would notice them. For peasants, things weren't any easier. Most simply squatted in fields behind trees or inside stables. Some villages had basic communal latrines, but without plumbing, the waste piled up fast. This led to infections spreading everywhere, especially among children who already had cuts and wounds and no access to clean water. And once the deed was done, came the next big challenge: wiping. Without toilet paper, people had to get creative. Peasants used whatever was available: straw, hay, leaves, moss, or dry grass. The wrong leaf could leave you itching for days, while moss was soft, absorbent, and surprisingly popular. In some places, people used nothing at all but their bare left hand, washing it afterward if water was nearby. This is one reason why, even today, some cultures avoid using the left hand for eating or greetings along the coasts. Fishermen and sailors sometimes used seashells, actual shells. One slip and you'd regret it for days. In dry areas with little greenery, smooth sticks or even broken pottery shards were used. Precision was key, or else you risked painful cuts in the most sensitive of places. Meanwhile, the wealthy had more comfortable solutions. Nobles and monks often used pieces of linen cloth that were washed and reused. To fight off lingering smells, they stuffed their clothes with herbs and perfumes, though no amount of fragrance could fully hide the reality. The Romans had once been far ahead of their time, using a sponge on a stick dipped in salt water or vinegar. The problem? That sponge was shared among everyone in the public toilet. After Rome collapsed, Europe slipped back into filth and disease. By contrast, Islamic civilizations were centuries ahead. In Baghdad, Cairo, and Cordoba, Muslims built advanced sewage systems, public baths, and emphasized hygiene as a religious duty. Islam made cleanliness an obligation, with water always used for washing after using the toilet. This wasn't just about faith, it was practical, scientific, and healthier. While medieval Europe stank of disease, Muslim cities thrived with public hygiene practices that modern doctors now recognize as far cleaner. Even today, water-based cleaning remains a norm in Muslim cultures, with bidets and hand showers everywhere. In medieval Europe, hygiene could be deadly. Waste pits sometimes produced methane gas, and if someone lit a candle too close, boom, records exist of actual bathroom explosions. And while China invented toilet paper in the 14th century, Europeans weren't interested. The French elite used soft cloths, but most people stuck with moss, hay, or even old books and manuscripts once printing became common. Imagine Shakespeare's words ending up in the latrine. Toilet paper rolls as we know them only became widely used in the 1800s, And even then, many thought it was a waste of money when newspapers or corn cobs were free. So what can we take away from all this? That's something we take completely for granted. Today, a simple roll of toilet paper was once a luxury beyond imagination. From moss, sticks, and snow, to exploding latrines, seashell scrapers, and even perfumed cloths, history shows us that wiping your butt was once a dangerous, uncomfortable, and even deadly challenge.